Hey, I'll be here from Soul Centered and the Defiant Spirit. I recorded a version of this a little while ago, but had some audio technical difficulties, and just going to re-record it because I like when these live up and for posterity for the millions of viewers to listen. I want to share with you just some thoughts after a podcast I did today with somebody else. I was a guest on somebody's podcast, and it was an issue that comes up over and over again. And I know I've talked about it before, but I'm going to talk about it again. So, in my work as a logotherapist, I help people find meaning and purpose in their life. And what I hear over and over again, massive mistake with tragic consequences, is it must be out there. And in this podcast, she was a younger, I guess millennial maybe, and she talked about a lot of her contemporaries really believe they need to leave to find. They need to go on a walkabout, go to India, go try something new to find meaning, to find purpose. They need to change jobs. They need to change partners. I am not saying that that isn't a necessary stepping stone on your journey to discovering deeper meaning and living greater purpose in your life and for your life. What I am saying is it never works when you don't start where you stand. How many people have I counseled who have left the relationship, left the marriage, left the job, left the situation because they wanted to find it elsewhere, only to find elsewhere it wasn't there either, or that the same problems were just waiting for them. Like, lo and behold, the problems somehow were location determined and not me determined. And so we must make our stand where we are. This is what Viktor Frankl talks about, making the defiant stand. And so that just means going all in where you are. So I am a believer in divorce. I think it can be a important um, opportunity for somebody in a loveless marriage, in an abusive marriage, in a marriage that just no longer is providing what I think once it did provide for. However, first, before you go change your partner, go deeper. And I see this over and over again. I don't do couples counseling very often anymore. I'm focused more on individuals and executive coaching and businesses. But one of the things I've seen over and over, I call it the 99% rule. One partner is giving 99%. The other starts giving 98%. Then it's 97, 6, 5. Pretty soon you end up with a failing grade. How did that happen? Because you didn't go all in. I understand it's a vulnerable thing to be all in when you're not sure if the person across from you is all in, but that is the only way to know if this has legs, if this can continue on before you. It's just so easy to change partners sometimes, and it's much harder to make the stand and do the work where you are. Again, if you've made the stand, if you've been all in, and if it just isn't going in the direction that you need or want it to go, that's a different issue. But more often than not, we don't go all in and we just move on to the next thing. It happens with work all the time. How many people have I counseled to stay in their job and find the meaning, find the purpose? Can you be all in your profession? Maybe you can't. Maybe it's not there for you. Before you go looking for it elsewhere, have you truly been all in, or have you been doing the 99% rule with your colleagues, with your boss, with your job, with your partner in your life? There's a famous teaching, a story called Acres of Diamonds. If you haven't heard it, Earl Nightingale, one of my sort of most, I don't know, influential figures in my life, way back when, tells a great version of it. So just put in YouTube Acres of Diamonds. But it's a simple story about an African who wanted to become a diamond farmer. So he sold his home and he went prospecting for diamonds elsewhere. And he died a broke man, and he died miserable, and everything fell apart. And lo and behold, what did they find under the house that he had sold? Acres of diamonds, the largest diamond ranch in Africa. So, or the diamond mine in Africa. So the point being obvious, before you sell your plot and go looking for diamonds elsewhere, start where you stand. It's not just a cliche, it's true. I was just counseling somebody the other day who was about ready to leave it all behind. And we talked about my dad. My dad did this. My dad went prospecting for diamonds elsewhere. Different marriage, different city, different friends, different profession, and it had tragic consequences for him. I am not saying that's the only reason He ended up leaving this world by taking his life, but it certainly was a contributing factor. And anybody knew him would have told you he had acres of diamonds where he stood. It takes a tremendous amount of courage, again, to make the defiant stand, to be all in. But I have done enough counseling in my life to know that it's well worth the investment. It's well worth the exposure, the vulnerability to give it that one defiant shot. So that is what it means to make the defiant stand. At least one ways I understand it. And jump over to defiantspirit.org for more. So I have much more for you over there. I also have a new ebook, complimentary. Check it out. It is an introduction into the work of Viktor Frankl, very high level, how to find meaning and purpose in your life, and then the work of the Enneagram. And it's called 9 Enneagram Types. Walk into a bar. It's yours for free. So just jump over to defiantspirit.org and learn how you can make your defiant stand of your spirit. So until the next time we meet, defy your number, live your spirit, and I'll see you in the next video.